Youngjun is a 26-year-old who's unemployed and currently living with his parents. They have a small homemade food service, and since Youngjun has a lot of free time, he helps them with the delivery. That doesn't mean his dreams or something. He actually has a lot of passion and wants to achieve something big. But the thing is, he doesn't have any clue about what he really wants and kinda waits for the universe to guide him. His parents tried to convince him into any government stable job, but Youngjun always annoys them by saying that he's a free spirit and not made for these boring routine jobs. Of course, this daily conversation ends up with his mother forcing him to deliver some food to earn any sort of income, and he has no choice but to accept. Once he got to the place, it was a swimming training academy. He got in and saw a very sweet, cool girl called Yurum training her sister. He fell in love at first sight. He noticed that they used sign language. Lucky for him, he had learned it before and couldn't find a better way to practice it. He rushed to catch up with her, but she left before he could even say hi, so he decided to approach her sister. He went straight to her and tried to get Yurum's name and number. It didn't take him long to realize he was being a bit weird. He apologized immediately, and Yurum's sister found him clumsy and was just laughing. Yet, she told him to get Yurum's number himself. Since that moment, Youngjun was smiling all the time. He even went to his parents, telling them that he's willing to work for them all day long. They were amazed by the quick change, but loved it anyway. While he was delivering an order, he saw Yurum again. This time, he was keen not to lose her. Her bike wasn't working, and she needed to go somewhere as soon as possible. So he lent her his bike and told her to use it for however long it takes, and he will take care of her bike until then. She was grateful and gladly accepted. She did that because besides helping her sister train, she's studying and working part-time, as her ultimate dream is to see her sister go to the Olympics. Anyway, Youngjun took the bike to his best friend, who's a mechanic, and asked him to fix it and even replace any old parts so it can be as good as new. He kept sending texts to Yurum to meet, but she was too busy. The next day, she finally opened her phone and was surprised by how many messages he had sent. She felt guilty and went straight to meet him, and was amazed when she saw her bike. It was washed, fixed, and had no flaws. She insisted on paying him back, but he asked her to be his friend instead. He was sweet, lovely, and seemed like a good person, so she agreed. To celebrate this new friendship, they went out to drink some coffee. Each of them waited for the other to start a conversation, but they remained silent and were just smiling like fools, until she left as she had something to do. Since then, Youngjun didn't miss a chance to text her and check on her. He even discovered the chef within him and prepared a full nutritious meal for her. His parents were astonished witnessing their only son, who was just lying on bed all day, doing this all of a sudden. But his mother knew he definitely fell in love. Then, Youngjun offered Yurum the lunchbox, and she enjoyed it a lot, but insisted on paying him this time. The next day, Yurum went with her sister to the training academy as usual. However, a few racist parents were complaining that their kids are sharing the same swimming pool as the deaf kids. They even went so far as to say that these kids are abnormal and might be contagious. Of course, the captain tried to stop them, but no one could. Youngjun went to the one who started all of that and threatened to report her. Then he tried to comfort Yurum by any means, but she said she's used to this kind of treatment and that they face these situations almost daily. So Youngjun kept thinking what to do to cheer her up until he got the perfect idea. He took her and her sister out and made them stand in front of the DJ so they could feel the rhythm and dance to it. They vibed together all night and had so much fun. After that, Yurum's sister noticed the mutual feelings between both of them, so she left early to let them walk alone. They became closer. Anyway, time passed, and Yurum's sister's competition day arrived. She nailed it and broke the record, so Yurum couldn't be happier. And Youngjun asked them to hang out again to celebrate this wonderful achievement. But Yurum's sister always felt guilty because Yurum has no dreams and only focuses on her, so she told Yurum to go out and live her life a bit. She finally listened to her sister and met Youngjun alone. He asked her about her dreams, only to find her talking about her sister all the time, so he told her that she should have her own dreams, until she asked him about what he aspires to be, and he was a bit embarrassed to say he too had nothing in mind. But he suggested a great deal, that both of them should hang out a lot and encourage each other to find what they truly want to do, and Yurum gladly accepted. Unfortunately, during that time, Yurum's sister was home alone. Suddenly, the fire broke out in their building and fire alarms went off. Of course, Yurum's sister couldn't hear it. She smelled the smoke and woke up panicked. She tried to find a way out until she passed out. Luckily, someone took her to the hospital and they managed to rescue her. Once Yurum heard about the accident, she ran to the hospital and felt so bad that she wasn't there, especially after she learned that due to the accident, her sister's lungs were affected and she might not be able to compete this season. Since then, Yurum ignored Youngjun and didn't reply to any of his texts until he faced her directly. He wanted at least to know the reason behind this treatment, or if he did anything wrong. But Yurum gave him no answer and told him to stop seeing her. He broke down crying and became more depressed day by day. At that time, Yurum's sister was fed up. She's out of the competition for sure and needed time to heal. But the thing that irritates her the most is watching her sister destroy her life for her. So she told Yurum to stop worrying about her and to start living as she wishes to. After self-reflecting on her life, Yurum gave herself a chance to pursue what she really wants. At that time, Youngjun too decided to search for her to make a confession and found her enjoying swimming alone for the first time. So he took advantage that she didn't see him and couldn't hear what he was about to say and confessed all his accumulated feelings at once. He told her that even if she has no time to take care of herself and doesn't have time for love, he's willing to make an extra effort to fill the gap if she gives him one chance. Yurum felt he was there. They made up quickly and he offered her to come work at his parents' shop to spend more time together. She agreed and went to meet them. His parents were so excited when they saw her. They didn't treat her as a new employee, but as their son's girlfriend. They even made some notes to introduce themselves and kept praising their son, showing how kind he is. Finally, they asked her to be with him. To everyone's surprise, she said yes out loud. Youngjun was shocked that she spoke out of nowhere. It turned out that all her family members are deaf, except for her. That's why she lived her whole life as one. Also, Youngjun used sign language the first time they met, so she thought he was the one who's deaf, until she heard him confessing his feelings at the pool. This time, she was the one who confessed that she really likes him. They went on their first date, and both were extremely happy.